video. And then I'm going to turn on the audio streams.
Bingo.
And you're good to go.
We're ready.
You're live.
All right, let's go. So welcome to the first initial podcast of Detroitish. We're going to be, I'm one of your main hosts, Dr. Gordon, Brandon as they call me, a.k.a. BG. So I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves as we're waiting on everybody else to show up. You know, this is our first run. You know, we're going to have a little fun. We got a major topic talking about where have all the good men gone?
Oh, boy. Good evening, Detroit.
Yes, so I'm going to let this beautiful young lady on my right go ahead and introduce herself.
Hello, Detroit. This is Misha Gills. I am apparently at this moment the only lady in here, so I will most definitely be representing the ladies to the fullest.
All right.
All right.
Well, let's go. Okay.
My name is Matt Brown. I'm a chaplain at a Detroit hospital. My views on the show do not represent the federal government,
That's important.
who I may or may not work
That is very
for.
important.
So I'm glad to be with you and glad to be talking about this topic today.
All right. So, Misha, what is it that you do?
Well, I actually work for the phone company. I do not tell everybody that.
So
However,
when we dial like 611 or 411,
nope,
okay, never mind.
nope,
That don't exist anymore.
nope,
Okay.
nope. I'm not the person that you're just going to necessarily readily get.
So after we escalate our issues to like, look, you can't take care of my stuff. Give me your supervisor, and then the supervisor.
Still not going to tell you who I am. Don't worry about it.
Okay. You see.
No, just
Okay.
don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm worried. Okay, so yes, please.
Just know that if you need anything, call me. I got you.
Okay. Very good.
But you work with people.
I
You're used
do.
to working with people.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
I
That
take
is
care of people.
Awesome. That's what we all. That's
The main
kinda
thing.
What we all do.
The main thing.
That is the main thing. So, I don't know if y'all ready to jump right into this topic or what, because I'm really curious about where have all the good men gone.
I'm curious too, but I have speculations. I want to know why that is a topic. I want to know why so many people are curious and why people feel like there aren't any.
I don't know. I try to figure that out myself.
Do you have women that come to you and ask you, cry on your shoulder, like, where are your friends? How come and why? And why is that even on the table tonight?
I have had people ask me,
Like after massive breakups, after being with somebody for 10 years. And
yeah. But
And what do you tell them?
I'm going to defer to the chaplain, because I'm sure you probably have more of that than anybody.
yes, pray for me.
People. Well, you asked a good question, Maisha, about why is it the topic? So, when you're talking about things and you're picking topics, that itself says a lot about us. The kind of questions that we have. I mean, sometimes we have to question our questions.
Absolutely.
And what is it? There must be experiences out there that people are having. As in this case, especially women who are interested in men, who want to know where are the quality guys? Where are they these days? Assuming they're not all married off, where are the single quality guys? So, that makes the pool even smaller, I suppose. But yeah, I would love it if the founder of the feast, Veronica, she'll be here in a little bit, if she might answer that question. Why did she pick this as a topic? Because I think that in itself could be a topic of conversation.
Well, absolutely. I'm curious, though, when it comes along, what the usual response is when that hits the table. I mean, I as a woman, I usually refer women to a path of self-reflection, because I think first and foremost we have to start with yourself. Let's have that conversation, because I think that's always important. And I believe in you have to stay single for a moment. It's okay. You don't always have to be in a relationship. Get to know yourself, and it's okay. You don't always have to look outward to know who you are. Stay with yourself and be okay with who you are. But when it comes straight to where are all the good men at, Well, then, that's when I have to look at what do you tell your friends?
Well, no, before you even get there, I'm trying to figure out, is that do you echo those sentiments? Do you feel like the good men are not around?
I don't.
You do
Not at all. I don't feel that way at all.
And I don't either. I feel like good men, I ain't going to say all men are good men.
I wouldn't
But
either.
to a certain degree, I have had numerous conversations with people, and I'm like, a lot of times, just like men always try to, we have a particular type of woman or type that you go for.
Sure.
And sometimes if you're not careful about what you're looking for, like you said, knowing yourself and understanding what it is that you want in life or what you want out of a person, you tend to go for what you are physically attracted to.
Always.
And then 9 times out of 10, that physical attraction is going to fade over time.
Sure.
So what other qualities about this person make them good for you? So if if you're a Christian and you go after somebody that's not a Christian, you're already unequally yoked. So that's just inevitably it's going to turn into a bad situation. Hopefully it doesn't, but who knows? But also I joke with people saying, what if if a woman wants a man that's 6'5", has a 7-figure salary, blah blah blah. I'm like, and that type of man has a horrible personality, is just not a good person or good match for you. What if the person that you need is like the mechanic down the street? Doesn't make a whole lot of money, but will treat you with respect, give you the love that you're desiring, be nurturing to a family and supportive.
A good man.
A good man. But just because he doesn't look like...
Because he doesn't have the tie and the suit.
Exactly. He doesn't
The
fit
CEO.
the physical characteristics. He's not chiseled and perfect and just
The dad bod.
Exactly. He's got an OG dad bod. It's like, what are we really looking for then?
Well, and I always tell people, don't ask for something that you can't give, ultimately.
Okay. I'm rolling with that.
I think ultimately that is a bigger picture as well.
Okay.
Because I think we are all guilty of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, when we were younger, we always had this fantasy of, our wife that we wanted, our husband that we wanted.
You know what? I got
your celebrity girlfriend that you had. Who was she? What was she? What was the girl that on TV that you used to look for? Who was she?
Alyssa Milano. Yeah, Alyssa Milano.
I can, Sanaa Lathan. That's my boo right there. If she listening, girl.
Holla.
Look, I don't make as much money as you do, but I hold it down. I can hold you down. Now, let me not say that too loud. I might get in trouble.
See?
So are we assuming then that it almost sounds like we've agreed that there were good men, and now there aren't as many?
No. I don't.
Is that what we're saying? There used to be good men, and now where are they?
I was listening to a oh gosh, I'm trying to find it. There's a guy, ironically, this morning was talking about relationships on it was on Instagram, and I'm trying to find I think his name was Tony something. I'll have to remember it and bring it up. But he was making a good point and thinking about, where the good men have gone. Some of the good men have he was talking about, if a man, like, when does a man fall in love or
He's
something
about to make
like
up
that?
something.
I'm really not trying. I'm really trying.
I don't care as long as it sounds good.
It was amazing to listen at his analogy when he's describing how sometimes men can test women. And he was saying to the fact that, if I'm allowed to push a woman's boundaries and she doesn't check me on it, then I'm already checking out of that relationship because I know this is somebody that I can just push around.
Okay, I
They're
understand
cool
that.
for a second, and it's like, they might, I gotta find it because, if you listen to it and hear it, It makes perfect sense. And I'm sitting there like, man, you are totally right. That is exactly what happens. Like a lot
Get
of men.
bored?
It's not that you get bored. Like men, like some people think, oh, he was, okay. There's one thing he was talking about when you should get engaged. He was like, a man will usually fall in love with a woman in about 2 years. He will, in about a year, he'll love you, but he'll fall in love in about 2 years. So if a man has not proposed to you in a year, then he's not going to. Mm-hmm. And when how he was saying that is like, oh Lord, I have to
Being in love versus falling in love, huh?
No, it's not even that. It's just like a man knows, and it doesn't take. He understands. It's, he might not be in love with you, but he loves you, and he's going to know that in love phase is coming. So it's not like you're not going anywhere, or he's not going anywhere. But
Have you ever been married?
Have I? No, I have never been married.
Are you married?
I'm married.
And how long did it take you to propose to her?
Well, let's see. That's not fair because we were dating in high school.
9th grade.
So we got married when we were 21. I proposed when we were 20 or 19. I knew. When I asked her out, I told her she had the qualities. In high school, I told her she had the qualities I was looking for in a wife. So, I mean,
Oh, God.
I knew then.
I only say that because I have an 18-year-old son who's so smitten right now, and I'm like, oh,
Don't discount
Lord.
it.
I know.
Don't discount it.
I know.
But okay, so I found what I was looking for. The guy's name is Tony Gaskins,
Yeah.
and he got a couple different posts up
Yeah.
here.
He does the
about-
relationship post.
Yeah, so he's like, why men always come back, or when do men fall in love? If you got a chance to listen to these, I mean, they are on point.
Yeah, I like
And it's
him.
like the one about why men always come back. It's like there's like he was just describing, the emotion, not even emotional attachment, but the different signals that your brain receives of pleasure or whatnot from different experiences, and men are craving that sense again. It's almost like when you're craving sugar, or you're craving, like you're an addict, you're addicted to whatever. You need that fix, and it's like if you can experience, with a certain woman being able to, when you're frustrated and you release that anger, and you're upset, and this person takes it, it gives you like endorphins so that you can just I feel good about doing this. It's not good what you're doing, but this person allows me to do it. Nobody else will allow me to do it, so I'm going to keep coming back to this individual because they provide something for me. If that makes sense. It's weird. It's weird, but and I think really just okay. Let me say this right now. Don't take my word for it. Please listen at this brother's post and go from there. I can only give a synopsis because I was half asleep in the bed while I was listening.
I'm gonna have
at
to
it,
look
but
this up myself.
He was talking good. I'm telling you, he was talking good.
I think that's why marriage it has the potential to make people good, especially men, because we are a little bit more immature.
Right.
And,
Yes.
and marriage and a good woman has the potential to give a man a reason to grow up.
But women don't want to grow you up.
No, they don't. I mean, a man should come fully assembled.
But that doesn't always happen.
It doesn't always happen, no. But what's happened, I think, in society, one of the things is that, with all the changes that have taken place, feminism, for instance, has set women free in a lot of ways. Workplace, you have birth control now, which liberated women sexually. But like one of the unintended side effects for men has been that men don't have to be as responsible.
True story.
Men don't have to work to get what they wanted before.
Absolutely.
So now the fruit is such a low-hanging fruit now that, why grow up? Why not stay Peter Pan?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I've always had to be very cognizant of in my relationships is trying to make sure that I keep focused on the fact that just like I have come with my baggage, that he too comes with his baggage. Mm-hmm. And that's just being fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So just like I know that I can be a lot, he can be a lot. The difference is that maybe my level of maturity and how I deal with it might not look the same for him.
True.
So you don't want a man with no baggage. You want
Nope.
someone with matching luggage.
Nope. No.
Okay.
And it might not necessarily be that. It's just that maybe how it looks when maybe if I'm acting out, because I do and I will, and I think we all do.
Mm-hmm.
I might have a bad day and I might come home and I might not feel like being bothered. Versus how it might look like when he comes home and he's being, whatever that might look like. And me wanting to take it out. And versus what that looks like when he wants to take it out. It's always going to look different.
Okay.
And that level of maturity, it's always, there's different levels of maturity and how that manifests in your home. And you can't always be so quick to just be like, he's a bad man for that. It's just the simple fact that you have to be cognizant of where people come from,
Right.
how they were raised. We all have different vices.
True indeed.
You understand what I'm saying? There's just so many different facets to this that we have to always keep in mind and what our role is in each other's lives. What's up, baby?
Those who don't have any vices usually have some really annoying virtues.
Well.
You better say it.
Everybody's,
Well.
They're really hiding something.
Well.
everybody's gonna have
Let's
some
be
vices.
real.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not on the mic yet. Go ahead, y'all.
Aren't
listening. This is
You
real.
you better get in front of him, Mike.
I told y'all I needed a bell. I'm up in
Lord, she needed a bell when she was 5 years old.
cussing.
How the
Castle, how you feel about that?
That's the beer bell.
No, that's not.
It is.
What
it
does
says
it
right
say?
on
It
it.
says
Oh,
ring
listen, let me tell
for
you
a
something.
beer.
We got about to exhale up in here.
See,
The women are
This
taking
is
over.
this
We
is
got
why
one more woman
this
that's
is why
coming
the good
in.
men have
I'm sorry,
gone.
excuse me,
So
what?
this is why the good men have all gone.
Unbelievable. When I come in, I shut it down. But
Okay.
we got my girls in the car. She had to get ready to get ready.
Get ready
She gets ready
We
to
ain't
get
fighting
ready.
in here. We're having adult
We're having
conversation
dialogue
A girl
about
fight.
about a real
I like
good
when
We don't
it's
time.
have no
dialogue.
music, though. But we don't have no music, and I'm feeling some kind of way about
We got
that.
music.
Where's that, though?
I mean,
I got a bell.
Okay, all right. Back on point.
Y'all too serious up in here, like we at work.
we are at work.
Ew.
No.
Ew.
We referred to you. We
Wait,
referred to
wait.
you as the founder of the feed.
How do you get on Instagram Live? That's
What
all
do
I
you
wanna
mean?
know.
How do you get on Instagram? Let
You
me
know
get
what?
my hair down.
I'm a little technologically challenged, so I've never
Wow,
really done this
unbelievable. Okay, let me help him get on Instagram Live.
Okay, so
I don't know where
that
that's
was
coming
interesting.
from.
No, I was just pulling up my.
Where's that?
I wasn't
coming from?
expecting. I know. I was not expecting that.
I
was not expecting that.
Press
Oh.
that button in the middle.
They're not going to be able to hear you till you get a mic.
Yeah, they won't be able to hear you till you get a mic. So
It's
need
got to be
sitting
hand
in front of
distance
a mic.
away.
Can y'all
This
share
far.
a mic or something?
No, we can't share a mic.
Which one? His? Okay. Cool. Hey y'all, we live. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm about to exhale up in here, and we taking over the mics because these men's and them. This is a women's show, and they didn't know because we just was a little tardy to the party. But yeah, it's me, Angie D. What's up, Angie?
Hello.
Say something.
What? With this, I'm taking it all in. It's a different experience.
It is
and
a different
I,
experience.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm trying to. I was interested in the last conversation. We just
I'm
came in
not.
on the very tail end
I
of it.
ain't. Misha, what's up, Misha?
What up, baby girl?
Hey, the women are taking over. I mean,
Okay.
Pat.
Ignore your phone.
Ignore it.
Pro tip: ignore your phone. Watch the mic.
Oh, okay. Chaplain
She
Matt.
trying to get a whooping in here today.
I see.
She-
So we got
Chaplain Matt.
we got the whole crew set up in here.
Somebody's at the
and,
door.
Yeah.
And Dr. Gordon, DDS. He's a Kappa.
What's up?
He's him a Kappa.
Sure am.
Him downstairs.
K side to the day I die.
Really? So
Okay,
can you
now.
step?
I can step, I shimmy, I do whatever you need. You know
Go
what I'm
ahead and
saying?
shimmy
So,
for the ladies, because they was like,
I would
who
love
that
to
man
see
Harper?
that.
Canes and everything.
I got
Did you
canes.
say
I
with
got
canes?
Canes and everything.
It's
Canes
like
and
a
everything.
I got canes all over.
Canes
the
and
place.
everything.
Wow.
So,
Go ahead and shimmer for the ladies.
Nah,
They want
you
to
know
see your
what?
shoulder
Nah,
shimmer.
I ain't seen no dollars yet. You know.
Ooh.
So.
Oops.
See, you know what? Okay, aren't we supposed to be talking about where have all the good men gone?
Yeah, where are they?
Look, y'all,
Where are they though?
running.
From who? Why? What did we do?
What did you do?
What did we do?
I have no
to
idea.
deserve this.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think y'all have done?
What if you were part of the cause?
Pastor.
Great. Yeah, you been.
Where's my Bible? I swear I brought the Bible. He gave me a
I'm hoping
Bible,
we'll let
y'all.
anybody who's.
After
I
the
appreciate
last
everybody that's
show,
chimed
he
in.
gave
What's
me
up,
a
Luke?
whole
Trying to make sure everybody can hear. Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you ever read the entire Bible?
Absolutely not. It was pink and like military fatigue, and I was like, "This is so cute."
It was a very nice Bible.
Where is it?
in my bag. It's over there.
What? She a lie.
Devil is a liar.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I really.
That's my mom. She used to say it all the time.
No,
The devil
for
is a
real.
liar.
No, really. Like I really carry my Bible.
Okay, so how did we get on talking about the Bible?
Anyways,
I
listen.
checked out for like 2 seconds.
We about to exhale when we get my girl up in here. We got one more person that we're waiting for,
Okay.
and she's funny. She has her own show too, on what is that? 88.1 AM. I don't know what the station is, but she's super hilarious. But listen, ladies, gentlemen, whoever wants to call in, you call us at 248. We in the 248, not the 313 tonight, because it's Detroit-ish. Right,
Detroit.
Yeah, it's Detroit-ish, so we may or may not be in the 313, but we're gonna be in the 313 sometimes, the 248, the 810. Yeah, we're gonna be everywhere. So our number tonight, if you need to call in, and we do not have video capabilities tonight. However,
We do.
do we?
No, she's talking about video calling.
Yeah, they can actually video
calling.
FaceTime us in so we can see them on the TV when they're talking to us. But not tonight. But they can call us, and our number is 248-838-3661. And you're more than welcome to call in and give us a comment, question, concern. And the lady's about to take over. That's why we had these gentlemen. They're so nice, aren't they? The chaplain. Look at
Ladies are
that.
going to take over.
Yeah.
So we're props, essentially.
It really sounds like it. You guys, this was a setup. It sounds like, guys.
I thank you guys for coming.
Ambush.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm about to cut my feed off right now.
Why though? Well, why though? Like we still need you guys.
I
'Cause,
don't even know. Because
I mean,
that's
we're just waiting to exhale. So
just totally wrong.
no. But
Okay, so
why?
okay. So
Go ahead
let's
with your
jump on in, let's jump
questions.
on in. I ain't got no question. You got the topic.
Okay.
So
why?
we were before you came in.
Don't
we
be
were
putting my business
discussing
in the
about
street,
what?
straight like that.
Put your business in the street.
Don't
Okay, my
tell
bad.
me
I'm trying
all
not to.
that.
I'll try not to put your business in the street. So okay, you were eloquently, Misha. You were eloquently describing your plight as it relates to the missing good men.
Yeah, I don't have a plight.
You don't have a plight. Okay, I'm making stuff up.
Oh.
So
I was just having a good conversation with you.
right, I'm just trying. I'm
Okay.
trying to get back to that point. 'Cause
Yes.
we've totally gone left. So I was like making a stab at what we were talking about because I forgot. But
Well, the mistress of ceremonies came in and was like, what I was talking about didn't mean nothing.
I know. I was like,
it's
damn.
just like came
Who you talking
in,
about?
But
dropped the bomb, boom.
Right?
Who y'all talking
Discussion just blew up.
about? Just trying to understand.
She said, y'all ain't talking about
I know. She's like, I don't want to talk
What
about
y'all
that.
was talking about.
That's
Y'all
like,
get all
right.
serious up in here.
So since we got two new ladies that came in, what is y'all thoughts on why the good men are gone? Where have they gone? Where have the good men run to?
Angie.
Well, wouldn't it have something to do with the fact that there's, I'm not sure what the statistics are, but there's more women than men.
Okay.
I mean,
Like
so
in the
I don't
world?
know if it's, yeah.
Okay.
But the old men getting divorced, so I'm just gonna go older.
The old men.
No,
are
but
getting
what I'm
divorced.
saying is like
That's
in
what I
terms
said.
of as we go on, are
You don't
people
want them
having
either.
less children? So wouldn't the population, in terms of men and women, well, if people aren't getting married or in a relationship and having children and the birth rate is dropping, would that not? It's not sexy, but it's science.
Sexy, not science.
It's math.
Ooh, I like that. It's not sexy.
And math in terms of what?
In terms of the population, the statistics, in terms of if there's less men, then it's going to be hard versus women.
But what's that got to do with good men?
Because, well, first of all, you're going to have a lower percentage of men, period.
What that sounds like to me, I don't mean to cut you off because you were talking good, but I'm like, if it's not as many men,
right?
Then
they're your
every
competition.
man should be a good man.
Oops. They should be, but they're
No,
not.
but I'm saying,
You know they ain't.
no matter if they're good or not. Because it's like a shortage of McDonald's French fries.
Are men
They're
taught
all
how
good,
to
no
be
matter
men?
if they overcooked or
Ooh,
undercooked.
no, she didn't.
Do men know how to be good men? Like, are you taught how to be a good man?
You know what?
Do you know what it means? Not
about
you
to exhale.
specifically. I
Me
mean,
specifically.
No,
Yeah.
I
No.
said not you.
Not me specifically. Okay.
Specifically.
Well, what is a good man?
Oops.
That's
That's a great question.
Come on, Pastor.
Better preach, Pastor.
You better go ahead and preach. We're going to have church up in here today. Go on now.
You know, we kind of have to define the terms.
Yes,
What
please.
is a good man?
Okay.
It sounds like we're assuming that there once were good men, and now there's not as many. And why is that? So you kind of first need to maybe debate, okay, well, what is a good man?
I got a question.
Absolutely. You
That's
have
a
to
good
define that.
question.
You do have to
Can you define it, though?
I think it's different for everybody.
I would agree
probably.
with that. Absolutely.
Is it different for everybody?
Because everyone's going to have their own idea for
Definition.
them of what is a good man or what makes a good man.
I mean, for me, I think men, historically, we've kind of defined our goodness based on how much responsibility we assume. And the more responsibility a man assumes, the more we see him as good.
Is it the responsibility, though?
Well, I think so, because I'll say this. At one time, I feel like a man felt like even if he wasn't necessarily happy or living his dream, that he stayed with his wife and with his family. I mean, this was something that at least I think in my dad's generation was happening. Versus, do we have a dog in here? What is our? Do we need beer?
Well, you
Like,
make
what
a
is
good
the-
point. I just have to ring the
Okay,
bell.
I'm like, what is the?
Ding, ding, ding. She done hit something.
Versus today, it's just the response. I don't know. The ideals, the responsibilities have changed. Because
But what are the real responsibilities of a man, though? Because I think that guys got it twisted, especially if you're from the east side.
well,
Like I
have
said,
Lord,
it's the-
not-
And if I can just
see.
interject, I mean, you made a
Yeah.
point earlier about there being a shortage of men to the women. What is it like? 8 women to a man. I'll be honest with you, I don't see sisters out here as competition. I've been married twice.
Okay.
And I don't really see anything wrong with it. I'm good.
Say it again.
Okay.
Say it with your chest.
I'm just letting you know. I love my sisters. I mean, we
I
are
love y'all.
family, my
We
sisters
are.
and me. But I don't see
I want Leah
anybody
to
out
speak.
here.
Leah been married for how many years? 20 years?
Do it.
What's up, Leah?
22.
Okay.
Do it.
It's hard to
yeah.
stay married.
Y'all
though.
got me laughing.
It's hard to get married and then stay. married
That's the main thing.
to the same person.
That's
That's
Okay.
beautiful. Yeah.
Run
Yes.
it. Run it.
Ronnie got me laughing.
Yeah, y'all got a show together. Tell us about your show first,
Yeah.
and then tell us how do you even stay?
Ronnie, you always put me on the spot.
I
No,
know.
well, I do have a show. I have a show called the Leah Live Show. We've had it for some years now on AM 910. Yeah, I think the marriage is marriage is work. It's
is.
you're in you're marrying somebody. You're living with somebody you never lived with. You're engaging. Everything is it's different. But I will say that. I mean, I always go to the Bible, and I heard you guys saying that. I always do that. I mean, of course, I'm a
must.
preacher's
That's a
kid.
must.
I'm a bishop and preacher's granddaughter too. But the Bible says marriage is honorable.
Yes.
You know, and it is honorable to me. I think the fact that I like what you said. You know, it does say there is no shortage of men. You know, and so I think in a society that we have now, marriage is not looked at as. I think babies are looked at as now. Everybody's
do.
posting their babies, but nobody's married.
That absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No, you
I
didn't.
I mean, I was raised back in the day. You couldn't even have a baby shower if you wasn't married.
Oh no.
It was
What,
like it was
what
like
about you didn't wear white?
you didn't
If
wear
you were
white. If you wore a babe.
Well,
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
For
I'm being
marriage,
serious.
for your wedding?
You send up the street.
What
Yeah,
you
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. Your parents is like, oh, you can't talk to her. You know, what I mean? Because that's how we. But that's how we grew up. You grew up in the fact that they have experienced something that you haven't yet. You know, I grew up in the church where it wasn't about. My mom never took me to the doctor and got birth control ever in life.
Whoa, that's weird to me.
me
It's
neither.
still-
No,
me
because
neither.
what
very
she's
extra
doing, she's
to me.
giving me permission to
Exactly.
do it, but be cautious.
Yeah.
That's what my mom
And I was
said.
raised
That's
about.
true.
I was raised where
Abstinence.
you don't have sex until you are married.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, you save yourself. You know, that's the
Yep.
temple. But society is different now.
Based
know what I mean?
on, based
But I'm
on
not
what you
saying-
just said, I'm looking at TV shows today for like geared toward youth,
Exactly.
like your Riverdales, your
Exactly, right.
And these kids are in high school,
Yeah.
like sleeping over at their boyfriends' houses.
Right.
Whoa.
And
Are
it's like
you
it blows my-
serious?
Oh, they're having sex as like
Yes.
freshmen.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I have a 17-year-old and I have
My mama
a
would've
10-year-old
killed
daughter.
me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would never.
Never. I have 4 brothers, and I could never have one of my girlfriends spend a night because I have 4 brothers.
Well, think
I couldn't
about
spend
it.
a night
Right.
with
Remember,
nobody
But,
else.
but you was being cautious.
I
have,
understand.
and Ronnie know that.
Yeah.
Ronnie know she had her daughter. We were neighbors
Yeah,
as well.
we can't.
And she
And we
used to
live
say,
next
"Oh,
door to each
we used
other."
to live next door." And she say, "Leah, when Imani get out of school, can she come by? Because I may not be there."
Yeah.
And it was no offense to her, but I had a 16-year-old son, 15, and I told her, I said, "Ronnie, unless I'm there,
Can you do it?
No.
Imani
And
can't
I
come by
understood.
because
Right.
that was his sister."
Yeah.
And she was like, I know what you're saying, but I have to be, you have to be cautious
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
You do.
You just have to be cautious nowadays. So time
But there's a
is
lot of
different.
traditions. Like, my parents are Kenyan. And I didn't understand before. And I'm like, what is this tradition where the mother and the son-in-law can't be under the same roof? Like, my husband couldn't stay the night at my mother's me and my mom, we had a funeral and we were in Africa. He had obviously he has nowhere to stay. He's staying with us because we're in Africa.
Right.
He couldn't stay the night. And I was like, what? I don't care about no tradition. I'm turning up. I don't care about none of this. And I was like, I asked my cousin, like, I don't understand, a male cousin,
Right.
why? What is this? Like, honestly, what is it that my husband of so many years, we have a child and everything, she was like, Veronica, my mother, you can stay in my house, and she has 2 houses. My father has passed. She has 2 houses. You can stay with your daughter, but your husband got to sleep in the barn. And he was like, And now we're 8 hours from the Hilton. Like, there's Hiltons and all that, but we are 8 hours in the country. We built this house. We have farmland. And she's like, yeah, no, he can't stay in the same roof, under the same roof as me. And I asked my cousin, like, why? This is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. And my cousin's a pharmacist or whatever. And he was like, it's really stupid. To be honest.
But let me ask,
Okay,
were they married?
Wait, time out.
I'm married. This is my husband. My husband and my father's died. We're going to bury my father. We cannot, me and my husband cannot sleep under the same roof with my mother.
Yeah, because
Why
she's
not?
a woman that's not spoken for at the time, I imagine.
You got
you know,
it.
us-
That's
us,
for me
you know,
also stuff. Like,
Modern people have
Yes.
this notion that sex is harmless, that it's just no big deal. And the sexual revolution contributed to that, birth control. All that it did for women, as I said before, there's unintended consequences on men. It sort of unleashed men in a way as well. Men always had to be, in order to get sex, which men want, surprise, men had to
Women too.
really?
men had to ante in. They had to invest. They had to put something on the
That's
line.
right.
They had to be responsible to get sex. And now they don't.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
So
Right.
what's going to happen?
Right.
You know, what's going to happen when...
Well, that was it. It was a tradition, and the tradition was that, yes, he is spoken for her, but she's not.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're opening up temptation.
Pandora's box.
Temptation. And not that it was going, not that my mother was attracted to my husband or anything
It's the
like
principle.
that.
Right.
Exactly. And I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but it's tradition. And that's why I was like, I can't
That's
stand.
sinful in lust.
Yeah.
But how, though?
I agree with you. I think
all
people.
it takes is you got look. Oh, he got a 6-pack.
What?
Yeah.
My husband's gone.
Yeah.
I'm
What
lying.
What does the Bible say?
I
It
got
said,
some herbs
"Put
for
no
you, Mama."
confidence
Yeah.
in flesh."
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think that
Me
what
so.
you're saying that makes very good sense. You know, so it does make good sense because sometimes we can
She
find
did.
ourselves in a situation and think that I went through something with Veronica did, but I wasn't married. You know, and before I met my husband, I mean, not before, but a little bit after I met my husband, his grandfather had died.
Yeah.
And I never went out of town. I went straight from living home with my parents
Yeah.
to living with my husband. So there was no in between. I never lived by myself
Right.
until
Oh,
I went to
wow.
California last year. I mean,
Yes.
my daughter's an actress, so I had moved to California while she was filming.
Y'all
so-
know her daughter. She was on Empire. She's a little girl on Empire. You don't
Yeah.
know little Leah?
Little Lola,
Lola?
Jamal's daughter. right.
She
yeah.
was
Yeah.
she was the little girl that
Yeah.
ended up. She was supposed to be Lucius. Is it
Lucia's daughter. Then she was Jamal's daughter. Then she ended up being Lucia's daughter. Then she went from that show to Little Rel.
You know who
You know
Jamal
Lil Rel
is,
Howard?
right?
She
I
was,
know
she was
y'all
his
don't
daughter with
watch
Sinbad
those.
and Just She was on that show as well. So we
Okay.
yeah, so we
Pastor
went back
Matt,
there.
do you know what
Yeah.
we talking about? You watch Empire?
I know the show.
I had a lot of feedback about that show too, because growing up in the
like
church, they gave me a hard.
I know
they gave me a
Terrence
hard
Howard.
time.
Terrence Howard's the
Yeah,
man.
yeah. they
Oh,
gave
you
me-
know Terrence Howard?
Terrence Howard, yeah.
No, he's a white
Hustle and
beater.
Flow.
How do you know him?
Thanks to
How
Terrence
you
Howard.
know some Hustle and Flow?
Good movie.
Wait a minute.
Anything that's well done.
Wait a minute. Ain't you a small farm town boy from like Ohio?
Yeah.
Wow. He's so interesting to me. Like last time
She makes me so sick.
No, but he shocked me. I was like, "What are you doing here?" Because all the girls, the ladies, love him. Let me just tell you, y'all. Let me just tell you, they've been blowing up my inbox. Like, who that man, Harpo? I was like, who? Pastor Matt? He like a pastor. He's like, but is he married though?
Well, they not blind.
Married, not
I was like,
married.
there you go. They was like,
Yeah.
he's like.
Everybody, look, you ain't crazy.
Matt, I'm gonna pray for you.
Cause
Ba-dum-ba-dum.
the dentist got it first, and he was like, "Who, me?" He's like, "Move the camera. I can't even see him." And I was like, "Oh, him?
I don't
You
remember
want
that.
chocolate or white chocolate? Which
Ooh.
one?"
Plead,
God,
plead the
right.
fifth.
Hey. And he's like, "I'm married with 4 kids." And they're like, "So, and what? What does that got to do with me?" And I was like, "You know what? That's not what we're gonna do."
Don't get that man in
See,
trouble.
he would probably be classified as a good man because he's married with kids. I'd be classified as a bad man because I ain't married with no kids.
Why don't you guys?
Married with no kids.
No, he's never been married.
Never been married, no
Never
kids.
been married,
Perfect
ain't got no
catch.
kids.
It ain't about him. But how about this?
No, it's something wrong with me because
Yeah.
it's taking this long.
Look, I ain't want to say nothing. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Might be- and he's on the show because.
But I'm fine with that because that keeps the riffraff
Right,
away.
it's okay.
Not the
Yeah, it's
riffraff.
okay.
The riffraff.
Not the riffraff. He
Ow.
like a church boy, and he's like a dentist, and like.
He's like a
I
dentist.
don't even know.
He want to
I mean,
make
I
sure. He
can't-
want to make
I
sure your mouth is
I
clean.
can't help
Whoa!
Look.
No,
Time
Hey,
out.
why
How you
That
playing?
turn you
Be
off.
careful of what you say. Words of spirit. He
That
want to
must
protect the
turn
mouth.
you off to see freaking dirty teeth.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if a woman don't floss, she can't holler
Done.
on a regular basis.
I'm
If
done.
you ain't going to
Every
get your teeth
time.
cleaned every 6 months,
I'm
But
done.
like every
Don't-
time we
don't
come
talk
on
to
the
Do you
show,
ask that on the first
Instead of
date?
paying
does.
attention.
Yes.
Oh my God!
matter of fact, I don't even have to ask.
You can just look and
as we're
see.
talking, I'm looking
Yep, you
and I
said
see
I'm
what's
paying
going on, and I'm
Paying attention.
He, but listen,
I used to work at a dentist's office. We got the Kegler.
no, but listen, he
Said I'm
was,
paying
he was
attention.
for real my dentist. Like my whole.
Let me see your teeth.
Girl, you know I got bread.
See your teeth.
You know,
See, we about to advertise this man.
you know I got the Colgate smile. Don't play with me.
You know it.
You know I got it.
I'm telling you.
You know I got it going on. Don't come ever come for
Let
me.
me ask you, do you think teeth whitenings on the market really work?
No, this is the
Like
real
Crest
nurses.
and
Wait a
stuff
minute,
like that?
pause.
They
we
do.
wait to
They
exhale.
Really?
It ain't about him. It's not.
No, it's a question. I think
it is.
people want to know.
There's a,
which ones really work.
It's levels to everything. So like the whitening toothpaste,
Yeah.
that's only gonna whiten. That's your baseline.
He's
that
single,
may get
y'all.
you a shade lighter, something to maintain things.
Okay.
If
To
you got the
maintain.
whitening strips,
Yeah.
the over-the-counter gels, and all that stuff, that'll brighten maybe 1 to 2, maybe 3 shades lighter.
Look, don't look at me now, but like 8 years ago, I had, is it Zoom?
Zoom whitening.
I had Zoom. That thing, I was in it, look, let me tell you, I was literally in there for like, they told you you could take it as long as you can take it. I was in like, you know, when it started getting to me, my back started twitching. I was like, is it white yet? Is it white yet?
Oh my
And
God.
you know, they had a thing on my mouth. And I was
So
like,
you a mess with your central nervous system.
girl, I was, I feel like I was a stone, like an incubator. I was like, oh God, y'all shut this down.
Yo, it's crazy. But that's
But does that work? Does Zoom work?
It does work. Those things like the
I'ma do it again.
in-office, when you go to your dentist
Yeah.
office
So you
and have
still
the
got
bleaching
it.
done,
Right.
that stuff goes from like 0 to 10. You like
Wow.
it don't
Okay.
stop. It don't stop in between.
Right.
So if you're trying to lighten a couple shades and
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
past,
Look at your teeth.
You're
you
gonna
know
look
what
like
you want?
Let's see your teeth.
you're gonna look like Joe Biden.
Let's
Or Denzel. Look.
Yeah. No, you ain't gonna look. You ain't gonna look. No, you can be
Kim
like,
just gave us a glamour shot smile. Did you see that?
When I look,
You said he gonna look like Joe Biden. What?
Joe Biden.
but it does hurt a little bit. Like when
No.
I left out, and they told me not to let the sunlight or something. I was in my car, and I
Why
don't know
you
what
can't
happened.
look at
I will
sunlight?
say this.
And I got outside, and my son said something. I was like,
I will say this.
it was hurting.
Yes.
It was
Oh,
there.
wow.
Yeah, it
I
hurt.
used to in my office. I was a guinea pig, so I tried all the whitening stuff, and there was a product
Let me see
that
your
we were
teeth
using.
though, but let me
Man,
see
you
your
have
teeth.
seen my
Can
teeth.
I see it again?
No.
The people need to see it.
Anyway,
but
so
you trying to get married or no?
look,
Okay, finish what you're saying. Go ahead. Because I want to know about this teeth
I
whitening.
know.
Because I'm great. I just signed up. I'm going to go next week.
Yes,
Now,
You got to amp up every couple of years. You know what I
products
mean?
have gotten better and better and better in terms of
Okay.
sensitivity and whatnot. But
Yeah.
the stuff they used
Almost
to call these
killed me.
things called zingers,
Yeah.
where you would have intense, just
Pain?
random sensitivity.
Yes, that's what
And
I
it
had.
just it bounced
Yeah.
around from tooth to
Yes.
tooth, and you never
Yes.
know when it was coming.
Yes.
And yeah, I had that done. I had the whitening done, and that started happening.
Yes.
I was like, I stopped using that product because I was like, if my patients are feeling this,
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not never using this again.
It was like, it was all in my neck and everything.
It
it almost
hurt
killed
so
me.
bad.
Oh,
It
no.
hurt so
Yes.
bad, but I mean, it worked.
But
My
what
teeth- my teeth
look,
was gleaming.
Sometimes, yeah.
was your
Look,
teeth
I did
white?
take it after a while. I was at the red light sometime, and I was like,
I started popping. I was
You know,
popping
but it
Motrin
did-
like
it did
Skittles.
work.
Yeah.
I was
Don't look at
popping
me
Motrin
now.
like Skittles.
Don't look at me now.
Desensitizing toothpaste like. Yeah, it was
The
bad.
sister died, huh?
It was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
Right.
It was bad. But yeah, nowadays it's good. But like I said, over the counter stuff, the toothpaste that only does so much, and then the whitening strips and all that stuff that you can control those things. But
Right.
if you're in office, yeah, if you have any crowns or veneers or anything, those are not going to change shade. So if you trying to
That's good
brighten
to
your
know.
teeth up
Yeah.
to get to that crown, you go past it, there's no coming back. I'm sorry.
No, but
you
he
have to
really.
wait 30 months until those teeth shade again back down to where the shade of the crown is.
No, he really did some good stuff. I had like people don't know if you take certain antibiotics when you're young, like a tetracycline will grayish, yellowish your teeth as a child.
That's if.
And I had like
as your teeth are developing.
one of my front tooth, like half of my tooth was like discolored. And I noticed it. Maybe nobody else noticed it, but I was like, I can't stand this. It's ugly because you're a dentist. What do you mean? What?
We
And
were
I
talking
was
about
like,
good men,
Dr.
man.
Gordon,
that
yeah, this
ADHD.
gonna get me the man that I need. So I was just like, Dr. Gordon, I'm trying to get me a new man. So
Look,
can you
I
this?
can make you smile and attract them.
Yes, he did though. I went to his office and I was like, I'm about to have a baby. I don't know how and who, but before I have, so ladies, before you have a baby, Go see Dr. Gordon. He's not going to impregnate you. Not him.
Oh.
Yeah, before
He's not that kind of doctor.
I don't know. I have no idea what just happened.
I know.
It went from a dentist to a surrogate mother.
Serious.
How did we get here?
Now he's a
good
look.
man.
Ring the thing bell.
Yeah, now
bring a beer.
Now
here.
he's look. Now
Please.
he's a good
I
man.
don't understand what
He's
just
a good,
happened.
he's a good man, and he's a donor.
Right.
I am a
Oh, God.
child of the Most High God. I cannot
Christian
believe.
Mingle right here.
Oh my God. No, I was just saying I was preparing for my second child, and I knew my first child, I had a lot of dental issues because the babies will pull the calcium out your teeth. If you're not eating enough calcium, they will pull it out of your teeth, and you'll have a lot of dental issues. So I lost a lot of teeth. And this is my
Monsters.
second set of braces. Anybody who knows me in undergrad, they saw that I had braces, and between that time, like, okay, my teeth were straight. But then when I got pregnant, the first baby, I got like 2 molars pulled, and it was traumatic. It hurt. I can't stand a dentist. We all are scared of the dentist. And they were the number one. The dentists were like number one on the suicide list because everybody hates dentists.
Yeah.
We
Look, can I give a public service announcement? For every dental practitioner, would every patient please do not sit in a chair and look at the man or woman and say, I can't stand being in here. You really do understand, like, I'm getting ready to come at you with a needle and you telling me you really don't care about what I'm getting. I'm here to help you. And I don't want to be here. How long is this gonna take? I gotta go somewhere. Well, you know what? Do you want your tooth fixed? Or you want to stay in pain, or you want me to help you out? We can do this the easy way or the hard way. But I'm just saying you know what? That's why dentists had the highest suicide rate.
Yeah, then y'all
Every
be in
day.
cocaine too.
I got 30. If I have 30 patients on my
Yes.
schedule, I guarantee
Let's
you
keep it
at
real.
least 20 of them are going to tell me how much they don't like me.
How
And then they're going to say, oh, wait, no offense, I don't like your profession. Well, you still don't like me.
But I heard some of y'all be on cocaine. How y'all got access to cocaine though? Oops. Okay.
I don't do cocaine.
I know
I
you
don't know
don't.
any dentists that do cocaine either.
Don't be
I'm
talking
trying to-
about his trade secrets now.
Just
We talked about vices a little bit ago, right?
I'm telling everything. I don't care. This is the real. My section is the real Nurses of Detroit, and I'm gonna keep it
I
one.
don't do cocaine.
Not you. I didn't say you.
And
I just said somebody.
No practitioners that I know do drugs.
That's your friends.
Yeah, that's.
Just because you went to U of M, I don't care.
Where have all the good dentists gone?
I'm telling you.
There's only one left, and it's me.
one left.
That's a good tagline.
But what I'll say is he's an excellent dentist. If you guys need a dentist, go see him. I trust him. I trust him with my children. My children went to him. When I was married, my ex went to him, and he made it shades whiter, and I didn't even ask him to do that.
Getting free advertising, man.
Right? I know.
I gotta clarify though.
She told everything, but we don't know where he at. Yeah, what's your location? Where you at?
And contact info.
Right.
We're going to tag him on Facebook,
What's
right?
your social media information?
Yeah,
People ask me.
he's so low key.
I am low key. I'm in downtown Detroit. I'm in a group specialty practice called Detroit Dental Specialty Center. So
Do you guys do like a dental calendar the way firefighters do calendar? I'm just curious.
I can if you want me to.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You said a calendar where they have like firefighters where they.
Well, you know, firefighters, they'll have like a calendar that'll come out with.
Okay.
The pictures of
Yeah.
them.
Oh.
all right.
Yeah, no. We could do that. We could do that.
All the dentists be on a calendar.
But I have to clarify. I am actually a dental specialist. I'm a prosthodontist, so I don't necessarily do.
Because I thought that had to do with like prostate.
prosthetic teeth. So anything tooth replacement.
so that's your
veneers,
specialty.
full mouth, I specialize in full mouth rehabilitation.
Very nice.
So that's my
Hopefully
lane
we'll get
now.
you at the government facility. Because they need it.
Rehabilitate.
What's the
Rehabilitate your mouth.
worst, kind of mouth that you've ever seen?
Worst.
What was the situation? Was it a?
Why are you laughing?
I mean,
Why
like
you
in terms
laughing?
of if you do reconstruction, was there someone missing all their teeth? Was there
Don't you
someone
know
in
no
a
good?
fire? Was there
No, I mean, if you think about the worst situation to deal
or
with.
one that just really stayed in your mind?
I mean, there are a lot that have stayed in my mind, but the ones that are difficult to deal with and it's hard is like, you have good, hardworking people like that have been in the auto industry for, 20, 30 years, and around that grit and that grime, it's almost like having sandpaper in between your teeth. So for 30 years, you're gritting and grinding. You've ground your teeth down to nothing.
Wow.
Oh, well, my husband been in Christ for 25 years. No, I'm just playing. Do I need to look at his teeth? No.
Oh, but I mean, everybody's
No,
a little
he's not
differently.
in the play
But
like that.
when you
He's a
grind
manager.
everything down like that, and then, you try to say, okay, they come in and they're having tooth pain. They need a crown, but it's like I can't do the crown. Because if I do one crown, I have to touch all the teeth because I change anything with a flat tooth. Nothing, none of the other teeth are going to touch, and then you're not going to pay me $1,500 for a crown that looks like nothing.
Ouch.
And then a lot of times when you grind your teeth down, you have to restore that. Your bite is starting to collapse. So like old people who when you have dentures in, their mouth looks good, then they take them out. It's the same thing when you start losing, when you start grinding your teeth down. It's you lose that vertical space and that vertical dimension. It's hard to deal with. But I feel bad because you got people. I'm gonna stay on my soapbox for 2 minutes about dental insurance. I really cannot stand dental insurance
What
in
are
the
we paying
sense
for?
that it has never progressed.
Thank you.
Dentistry has gotten so much better. Things have gotten so much more expensive as medical insurance. I mean, you go to the doctor, you pay a $25 copay, and you can go have major heart surgery or whatever. If it's covered, it's covered. With dentistry, you get maybe $800, $1,500 if you got a good plan. If you got a great plan, you get $2,000. I mean, you're talking about a full mouth rehabilitation that could cost you upwards of $20,000 to $30,000 each arch.
Wow.
So you're talking about $50,000, $60,000
For a full mouth.
For a full mouth. I mean, you think about it. A crown is roughly $1,000 without insurance,
right?
Give or take, depending on where you are in the country. If you got 28 teeth and you need 28 crowns, that's $28,000. And your $1,500 dental plan,
right,
ain't gonna cover that.
I was wondering.
I don't understand how government. I don't understand how people how it's allowed to stay that way. Because back in if I remember this study right, back in the 60s, you had, I think it was $1,000 was the maximum for dental insurance. But back in the 60s, a crown cost $300.
Stop it.
Now that materials have gotten better, things have got now what you get, you still get $1,000 as a dental maximum, and I think that upsets me. People pay into these plans. So you get $1,000, but you're paying in $300 or $400 or $500 into the plan. So really, you're only getting $500.
Wow.
And then, you come in, you have work that needs to be done, and your insurance they only want to pay the cheapest thing possible.
Of course.
And it's like, it just frustrates me to no end. But people always want, well, what's my insurance gonna cover? What's my insurance gonna cover? Your insurance ain't gonna cover nothing. Like, if you going to the heart specialist, are you gonna ask them to give me the cheapest heart that you got? Hell no, you ain't gonna say that. And you come to a dentist, like you want a tooth in the front. You want it to look good. You want it to function right. But I ain't paying all that. That's too much money.
I want the Goodwill heart.
On discount. Can I get that? What you got on?
But it's crazy.
On
It's
layaway.
crazy.
On layaway? Not on layaway.
Stuff like that. I mean, but I hate
Now
it
they
when
got
it's
credit
when it's,
care. Is it care
you know,
credit?
Oh no.
And then
Credit.
the one for your dog too.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
I need to put my
But
dog
I
on
just
that.
I
He
really
costs me
hate
a
it when
fortune.
it's good, hardworking people that need that kind of work but can't really afford it, and it's like, they have to suffer a sacrifice, and it is hard. But a lot of times what I do, it's hard to trying to justify spending $30,000 or $40,000 to fix your teeth, and I can only tell you 90% of what you're paying for is in between my head. Because when I put things together, I'm not just looking at, I'm just putting some teeth in your mouth. No, how do your teeth come together? What do they look like? What's the shape? What materials am I using? How do you bite? How hard do you bite? What is this opposing? How do you want your teeth to it's like there's so many things that I'm not going to sit down there and go through all this stuff with you. But once I take those impressions and go back to the lab, I'm in there 5, 6, 7, 8 hours trying to put things together, making sure I know what matching all the materials up, all this different stuff. And then my lab bills are ridiculous.
We didn't know all that though.
But
When you're in school for this, do they? Now, this is probably something separate for veterinarians, but say like dogs' teeth, right?
Yeah.
Do they teach you? Do you also learn that?
no, we don't learn veterinary stuff.
No,
I would love
that's
to though,
different
because
from us.
that's fun. I have a friend of mine. She's got a horse. She always talks about the veterinarian's got to come
Oh,
and
their
float
teeth
the
are huge.
Yeah, and I'm like, she got to pay. She's like, I got to pay
It's some
$300 for
other
them to
stuff
come down there and
that's
shave
huge
the
on
teeth down. I was like, $300.
Right?
I said, show me what a horse is. I'll shave them jokers down for $250.
It's some other stuff that's huge on a horse too.
Huh?
There's some other stuff that's huge on a horse too. But I digress. Can we get back
on
to
a horse too.
It's some other stuff that's huge.
Leave Mr.
You
Ed
are
alone.
sitting next to the pastor. Can you please behave yourself? My goodness.
What's his next
Better
Bible
a red
study?
face than a black heart.
This is Math Brown, and he was very insightful. Our last 2 weeks ago, we had like Bible study on the last show. Not really. We had group therapy.
Amen.
No, he was so cool, and like people was like, "Who that man, Harpo?" They was all in my inbox like, "Dang, he kind of fine. Who's that?" Like I like what he was.
Is he
talking.
married?
Yes, with 4 kids.
Oh God. Okay.
Wow.
3 kids.
Well, it's a wrap.
yeah.
Look, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. He married.
And he drove all the way here.
He all the way married.
He drove here from Ohio, but like we had a great group therapy
For tonight?
Yeah, every day.
No.
Let me wait.
What part of Ohio are you
Wait,
from?
time out. I know we was talking about like good
Where
men
are
and
the
where-
good men at?
But I always wanted to know this question.
What?
Like, I will hang out with a lot of my married homeboys and friends. Why do all the women seem to flock toward the married dudes?
Oops.
Oh, that's
Oh.
easy enough.
Yeah, that's real.
I look around. I'm like,
Is
if
it us
you
or
run
is it
down
y'all?
my resume,
That's easy.
But is it us or is it y'all?
wait a minute. I'm the single dude. I'm the
okay.
one that has no commitments, no nothing, but yet you all up on the dude that's got the ring.
We?
I'm just saying.
That's
I'm
easy
I'm
enough.
generalizing.
She
I
said that's
apologize for
easy.
generalizing, but at the end of the day, I'm like,
Okay.
Because I think there's something to be said, and men are guilty of this too, for being with someone that you know isn't gonna fully commit. Maybe you're not like self-sabotage. Maybe deep down you're not ready. So
but
never
okay,
was.
but then you think about that. If you have and I don't want to put my stuff out there, but if I'm a good man, and every woman that I see when I'm hanging out with my married partners, they ain't stunting me, but they go over and holler at them, and then get all pissed off and mad because he ain't never gonna leave his wife. I don't know about it, and I'm like, well, you had an opportunity to get with somebody who would have done you right, who would treat you like
Maybe you
what
too
you
short
want.
though.
a great example of this is look at Nicole Murphy.
You
Now,
you looked at me.
Oh.
You look at me.
Somebody about to get cut.
now you know Nicole Murphy.
About to reach
She
under my-
kissed Antoine,
Fuqua. Yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
and
But he's a liar.
he was married. He's married.
and they
Correct.
victim shamed her.
And right, but at the same time, when she went on Wendy Williams' show to apologize, in just my opinion, there was nothing that seemed sincere about that apology.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay.
I saw that too.
Okay, but here's the
Hated
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's
Right.
the thing. My thing. Can I?
All the way
Can
back
I
to
say
in-
something?
all the way back to Living Color.
Antoine, yeah, Meriwether. No, but here's the thing. My thing is this: she ain't married. Here's the thing: when you have a marriage, you have a house, right? You have the husband at the front, the wife at the back, and it's up to you to keep them doors closed. Now, Antoine Fuqua, or whatever the heck his name is,
Bucket.
opened. Yeah. 2 peas in a bucket. He opened the front door and let Miss Nicole in, who is a very single woman, and she's beautiful. Now, is it her fault that she was allowed to come in the house, or was it his?
That was
As
It's
a-
both
as
of
a
theirs.
man,
Both
no.
Both
Oh,
of
yes,
theirs.
it is.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
I
You can't put
disagree.
everything on
I
a woman
disagree
and everything
because-
on
no,
the man.
No, because
No.
we
He's
have,
a
we have,
director. He's going to be working with
I
actresses.
don't care. She's not an actress and she ain't in no movies. So here's the thing. He let her in to his marriage. Why are we never victim shaming the man or giving
We
him
do, but
we did
it's
not.
not
No, we
his
did
fault
not. No, we did
alone.
not. We blamed
It
her.
is not.
We
No, we
blamed
didn't.
her.
There
Yes,
are
we
people
did.
that blamed him
when,
as well.
Where was he at? Was he on Wendy Williams? Never.
No, she chose to go on there.
She chose.
She did, but
she
she
asked
said to go
Wendy.
on
My bad, girl.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know.
She and Wendy were
I made a
friends, so
mistake.
she asked to go.
Girl, stop.
caught it too.
Stop. Da, 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 da.
Now it
And
was
she didn't
very,
even have-
it was
she never
very
had to
much
say
his
anything.
responsibility because he's the married
you.
man and he opened up the doors. Absolutely,
Yes.
He's the one with the vows all day long.
Period.
And men, whatever it is, their issues are. And I used to say that happy people don't cheat, but guess what I learned? Yes, they do.
Happy people cheat? No,
Did you
real.
hear what I said?
Real talk. Like, why? Why though?
Let me bring it back.
Bring it
I
back.
used to say that happy people don't cheat, but that was when I was young and dumb.
Oh, talk.
Okay? I learned that yes, a little bit of everybody cheats.
Why
Yeah.
though?
Because they do. Sometimes people just do it for attention and because they can.
Yep.
How
Maybe
about
they're
that?
feeling
How about that?
down. Maybe they.
They don't have to be feeling down. Sometimes you can be having a great day and somebody smiles at you and you just like the way they smiled at you.
And then you go cheat. But what is cheating? I
It's-
think we need to go into the definition of what is cheating. Because cheating is different things for different people.
True story.
Right,
Sometimes,
so there is
sometimes
no
cheating is
definite
just if you get caught.
definition. Yeah.
No, but I think
Whoa.
you know what we had this.
He ain't never gonna get married. He's never. He'll never have a wife.
But you understand what I'm saying? That's
Makes it easier.
that's what I was told. I'm just telling you what I was told.
Yeah.
But I'm just simply saying some people would define cheating as a sexual act. No. Sometimes people would define cheating as an emotional attachment.
I don't think so.
So
I think
I tell
so
you-
to a
I tell you
degree,
what.
yeah, because it could lead to something else.
absolutely.
You're opening that
because,
door.
Because you don't.
You're
Because you
opening
don't.
that door.
Because listen here. I
Leah
don't
said
have
no.
to be.
I say no.
No, I disagree with you.
Oh, you bring
Yep.
you.
Thank you.
I disagree with you.
Because you're wrong, baby.
I have to disagree.
Cheating has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
No,
I have
Matt,
to-
and
no.
you're gonna come in like Jerry
Yeah.
Springer
So-
at the end.
Yeah. I'll wait till
Final
Matt
thought?
get through because after 22 years of marriage, you experience a little bit of everything. And so there is love. We had this on my show before. We had 4 couples. And I think that when it comes to marriage, we had couples on there that was married 10 years, there was married 5 years, there was married 15 and over. You know, and everything is a little different. So there is level to what you call.
Somebody said black man don't cheat.
Then
I can't stand these.
you
dudes.
need to delete them. But anyway, yeah, but I think there is. I mean, we'll go to after after you talk to him, because then I'll tell what we said.
No,
Because,
no, say you.
No, go ahead. No, because you said no. We interrupted, but
He's so insightful. It's gonna shut
I'm
it
like-
down.
no, let him go, because then I'll set it in and then I'll make shut it down too. So
Shut
go
it
ahead.
down so that it's consistent and
Yeah.
forever broke.
Yeah,
Okay.
it will ever be broken.
Exactly.
You know you've been watching Love Jones.
Oh, you know I.
That's right.
You know what? That's like my ideal marriage. Like I want to be on some Love Jones. Like I'm always in love.
So you got to pay
Really?
attention to your
Sneaking away
fantasies.
to New York with your ex?
That is not a fantasy.
No, you need to pay attention
do.
to your fantasies, because your fantasies tell you about your bliss, and your bliss tells you about where you want to be and where you want to go. Your fantasies are about your unconscious. And, we think about fantasies as silly things, but they're really not, because they betray what we're missing in our lives. A lot of men fantasize about power and sex, and I'm not totally sure what women fantasize about. I know it's a lot of stories.
You told me last week, 2 weeks ago, it
Yeah,
was
when you-
werewolves,
when you look at-
vampires, and billionaires.
Yeah,
I
when
was
you
like,
look at women's porn searches,
You
you
must be
see
watching
that
the originals.
they're interested in stories. They're interested in dangerous men, not
Yes.
necessarily bad men, but
not what
dangerous.
about the
dangerous.
billionaire though? He ain't dangerous.
He could be.
How?
But he's a
because
billionaire.
He's a
So
billionaire.
there's that.
Yeah. So he's
Yes.
well, he's powerful.
Right.
Very.
The billionaire's powerful. The surgeon.
I mean, but Donald Trump's a billionaire, so I'm not. He
He's
don't.
a lunatic.
So the question I have is really,
Rihanna
where have all the
said
good men
that.
gone? But that's really. Do women even want a good man?
Yes, we want a good man. We just can't find him.
We say it, but do we
He always
truly
look,
deep
he
down?
goes, really? He says
I don't
every
think
day.
so.
The
I don't think
oldest,
so.
the
I
oldest
don't
story
think
in
so.
the world
I'm a black
is
woman,
the
I can say
woman
that
who
right now.
finds a dangerous man and civilizes him. He's a bad man who's good to her, and he
good to me.
grows up. I mean, it's an old story. Peter Pan, Wendy. He grows up. He finds a reason to be responsible, and our society isn't giving men reasons to be responsible. I'm not, letting us off the hook for that necessarily, but when men get what they want without having to invest anything, then you're going to stunt their growth. I mean,
But what about our military men? Because I think they have to grow up. Like, you go overseas and you're fighting for a country and you got to stay alive and you got bills.
have you met a lot of young vets? I know you work at the VA.
I don't work nowhere. I do not. The disclaimer is I do not represent
Sorry about that.
the employer that employs me. Okay. Yeah, but at the end of the day, let me tell you. I love the vets. I do. And I think a lot of men, whether it's Detroit or anywhere nationally, there's a boyish quality to them. They still want to be a kid. They still want to have their toys. They want to be boys. Am I right?
You're right. And men have always needed a reason to grow up. And in the past, in order to get the thing they wanted most, which was sex, they had to
That's it.
They had to go all in. They want sex and men want respect.
Always.
I mean, men
There's nothing wrong with that.
men
That's it.
Men tend to want respect more than love.
That's right.
Yeah.
And women want
I
love.
mean, love's a close second, but
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where men, I think, sometimes can
Wow.
fall. I think that's where men can fall short.
That's profound.
Going back to the Book of Songs of Solomon, nobody really ever speaks on that type of in that whole book period, and it teaches about nothing but love and lust, And I think that's where a lot of people fall short. I think that women, we're always the weaker vessel, even though we build the home. The man is always the head, and he's the provider.
Wow.
But our job is to build him up, and his job is to provide for us. But a man should not be as sensitive as a woman. You know what I mean? Because we're automatically going to have our little moves and our swing, and we're always looking for attention and love. And if you got a man that's exactly like you, then that's a problem. You know what I mean? I don't want a man that's as sensitive as me.
Ooh.
Look at where he came from.
Woo.
I want a man that's sensitive to my feelings, but I
Yes.
don't want a sensitive man.
Hello.
That's right.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Say it again.
I don't want a man that's sensitive to every time I say something, he's like, huh, what? What do you mean? What do you mean?"
Yes.
No,
Yes.
But I want, when I say, honey, this is bothering me, then I want him to say, I understand.
Yes.
That's right.
Now, oh, baby, I don't want that. I want you to be a man and be strong, but there's a time for you to be sensitive.
Yes.
Just like there's a time for us to be a strong woman. And I hate that. I wonder.
I don't like the whole strong black woman.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I said strong woman. I don't like the whole. I don't want to say.
We
this,
talked about
I-
this before.
I don't want to offend anybody. I
Yes.
don't want to offend anybody, but I say this all the time. I hate that word, strong black women rock.
You
All
get
women
tired
rock.
of that.
But you
because
know what?
we don't need to label ourselves. We're all women.
One thing I will say,
You understand? You
though,
understand what I'm saying?
that I've
Well,
learned, and I think we talked about this,
There's
me
this
and
thing
Pastor.
all the time. We talked about this many times about being stereotyped, angry black woman, and just getting your thoughts across. So sometimes I think it could be hard for a woman to just say you want to just have a discussion with someone. Automatically, before you even finish what you're saying, you're labeled a bitch or
Fussy.
angry, fussy. Yes, right.
Well, we talked about this on the last show a couple of weeks ago. Pastor went into detail, and it's cool. Like, anything when we stand up for ourselves, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to be angry. We're going to be whatever. We're going to be. And I'm at a point in my life, in my career, where I just I don't care what you think. I said what I said. I'm Nene Links. I said what I said. Okay.
But you know what,
I said what I said.
Yeah, but then again, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because people like Nene Leakes is messing a lot of people up.
Ooh.
Yes,
And I'm
yes.
glad
you say that?
There
yes,
you go.
I am. Because let me tell you something, Nene ran her mouth too and turned around and got a divorce and had to marry Greg again. For the
Wait,
lack
they
of
got a
respect.
divorce?
Yes, she did. Remember
She
a couple
did,
years ago?
yeah, she did.
And then
They
turn around and
Oh, that was
realize
years ago.
Married
yes.
him. Yeah.
Turned
Oh,
around
I
and
didn't know
realized,
that.
Yes, she ran her mouth, did all that talking, ran out there and tried to find another man. It wasn't
And
happening.
didn't,
And
yeah.
came back to her
But she a
husband.
big woman, though.
It don't matter
She's
about
like,
she a big woman. It don't matter about your height and nothing like that.
Yeah.
You're not
Well,
stronger
It's
than a
about
man.
eating some humble pie sometimes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it does.
think-
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to learn that these
Humble
reality
pie, yeah.
shows are not.
They're not
reality
real.
shows.
They're not real.
Just what we said. They say reality, but they're really fake.
They're
That's
not.
correct.
They're
So,
edited.
Edited, and
Yeah.
then
More
they're
than
acting-
that, the producers hype
The producer,
you up. They hype
social
up
media
the
got
situation.
everybody thinking that you're supposed to be a size 2 with this. You don't know how many photos.
That's
We got
true.
so many apps on Photoshop. I see men all the time. I see people all the time that look like, oh my gosh, she's looking gorgeous. See them at the mall, and I'm like, oh.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
What-
That's
it's
how you
funny
look. That's
that
how
you
you
say
look
this.
recently.
Angie,
There is a
Angie,
website on
and me and Angie
BuzzFeed.
were talking about
Yes,
who was that?
let's keep it
Sarah
real.
Jakes Roberts, the pastor.
T.D. Jake's daughter.
Yes, T.D. Jakes'
Sarita,
daughter.
yeah, her
And she sent me a video, and I was like,
Oh,
who
yeah.
who is that?" And she was
Oh.
like, "I don't recognize her." She was like, "Y'all don't recognize me because I got my home wig on." And I was like.
Yeah.
She doesn't look anything like how she looks
Normally
on
look-
every
right.
day. Because I thought she was natural.
Right.
I thought she was.
I thought she
a
looked beautiful
homegirl.
in the video.
She
Just
did.
natural.
She look beautiful.
But
And-
they both look real, like the girl next door. Like
Yes.
they looked like us. Like,
But I don't
but
have
on
a problem with
stage.
people enhancing.
No, I don't
You know what I mean?
either.
It's funny you
Why
say
you
this.
laughing?
I don't have a problem with-
BuzzFeed
Why
had
she
a whole
laughing?
website where
Yes.
they show pictures of all these
It's the
people
difference
before
in enhancing
and
and
after.
changing. Right.
Yes, it was crazy. Did you know that Sharon Osbourne has had something like 200 surgeries
Yes.
in
You
her
see
life?
that now? Yes.
Ew.
And
Ew.
what's the Kardashians? Not to even talk about them, but like Kylie, they were showing pictures. They look nothing
In real life.
like how.
Like real life.
Well, I'm talking about like 5-6 years ago, before their surgeries, to the way they look now.
If
You
we,
know what?
If we all had the money they had, we all would look like that.
I don't think so.
We all would look like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You don't
gotta
have to
remember-
look like that.
You don't have to.
You
That's what I'm
don't.
saying. Everybody, when you got that type of money, they
You can
pay
do
for
that.
that. But
Yep.
there's nothing wrong with natural beauty.
Nothing at all.
Angie
Natural
D.
beauty.
Speaking of natural beauty, like we're all natural in here. We got dreads and weaves and natural. Like, you know, people will come from, you know, they say in general on Facebook, like, I don't respect a girl with weave. Okay, whatever. I'm natural
If
under
that's
this
the
hat.
case, I don't respect the man
It's
with.
called
If a man says
called
you
a
don't
hat.
respect the girl with a weave, then I don't respect the man with Beijing.
What? With what?
Beijing.
What
if,
is that?
If a woman can't put a
What's
weave
a
on,
Beijing?
that means men who dye their beards and things like that.
You Beijing.
There's
You know,
a word
that's
for that.
Great.
Wait a minute.
Awesome.
Dye your beard.
I love
never-
Just
that.
for men?
Let me tell
I
you
Is
have
it called just for
never
men?
There-
heard
let me
of
tell you
of
something.
It's a Beijing.
Let me tell you,
I've
I've
never
been.
heard
Let
of
me
it.
tell you, I've been out there in that industry, and I've
That's
seen all type of
Wow.
things. And I'm gonna tell you right now that I've seen men walk in and come out the set, and I'm like, oh my god,
In the salon.
like nothing. Skin is smooth.
All I
down
know
right,
is
totally exfoliated.
the person
You know
that
what I
makes
mean?
wigs
Look
for
better
men
than us.
now.
And, you know,
and
I'm
all-
not saying nothing
yeah.
wrong, but I'm saying is that men are quick to judge women
Yes.
Period.
about their hair, about their makeup.
Okay.
But let me tell you something. There's a lot of men out here that's doing the exact same thing.
And all I know is
And
the
so that's
person
not
I
fair.
used to be with had a setting appointment at the salon every Saturday morning.
I don't want to see a man in the salon. He should be in the barbershop.
Right?
I don't want to see a man in the salon.
In the salon.
In the salon.
But
I want to
Alicia,
see
why you laughing?
barbershop.
Man, they're getting weaves too now.
Right.
You know what?
Let's ask you guys. Do
I
you
don't want
have
to
a
see a man in the salon.
We got the low maintenance look, Dr. Gordon.
Yeah, just get a quick cut.
Yeah, I do have a standing appointment in the salon. In the salon of my bathroom.
Still want you to have your work clothes on.
Every
with a little
2
sweat.
days.
You know what I mean? Don't be up in there
Every
with
2
your
days.
lips out.
You know
Right,
you
not
are.
every
So I
day.
want to be in the
Every
salon.
2
Now, I
days.
don't want to see you.
Right, every 2
I
days.
don't want to see a
Shave.
man just too. I don't want a man too pretty.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want a pretty. I don't want
Like
pretty.
how?
being
Like Prince
pretty.
pretty? Like how
I
pretty?
don't never want to look at a man and say, "Oh, he pretty."
He pretty.
I don't never want to.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I
Let me tell you
want
something.
to say he's sexy. but
It's
I
some,
don't
it's
never
some,
want to say-
it's some
Yes.
Libras I will not share a mirror with. Okay, that's what I'm not. It's a Leo,
we-
but
are
I'm
we-
not. Yes, we're gonna go there.
Back on the
I don't
You getting
care.
into that witchcraft again?
What's
Don't
the
start
problem?
me, Pastor. Don't start me. You know you a Libra.
She always be,
and I'm
she
not.
always be bringing up people
Yes, I do.
astrological signs, and we be
Yeah,
like,
it's
we
a
don't-
Pisces and a Libra right
You know how
here.
many guys
Everybody-
use
I
that
was
as a
going to
pickup
tell you
line?
that you can't share a mirror with me anyway. So it's
Ever.
okay.
Boom. Get your own mirror. Period.
I bet you
Okay.
won't get in the mirror with her.
No, you won't. Because I'm not about to push you out the way so I can get in the mirror. But anyways, let's exhale. Can we get some some entertainment news, Angie D? We got some real stuff that's really going
She
on.
said real stuff and entertainment news in the same sentence.
I know. Do we want to rephrase that?
What?
I mean, this is real. This is real Nurses Detroit. I mean, we're now formally known as we're like Prince.
We Detroit-ish.
We're Detroit-ish
Detroit-ish.
exam room. We're in the exam room because we're going to exam some things.
I saw something that somebody posted on Instagram, a friend of mine, about a young lady, African-American young lady who was shot in her home.
Yes.
Yes.
Adelaide Jefferson.
Yes.
Yeah. What's up with that?
What is it? Tatiana? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw
And
that
it
before I
sounds
left.
very Botham Jean-ish.
They just charged the officer with murder. That was just announced about an hour ago.
Okay, I saw that on CNN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always charge.
They charge them, but how many years you gonna get for that? 10 and 5 of what is it? She got 5
And are you
years
getting a
probation.
hug? Right?
Oops. Did she get a hug though?
No, I'm talking about
And they got her hair
from
done in
the
the
judge
courtroom,
and the brother.
That
She got her hair
to
done.
me, I hate, everybody has their opinion about that, and I think that I think that was more so for that young man than it was for anybody
I would
else.
agree with that.
Because forgiveness,
though?
that
Yeah.
is-
The
that-
judge is different
That
to
is
me.
an exemplifying forgiveness, like par excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of what that woman did to his brother, for him to be able to go and give her a hug, for himself, you can't. Forgiveness is a spirit. It's an act that happens immediately. You never forget what somebody did to offend you, but when you forgive them, you can't change how you interact with them. You can interact with them with boundaries, of course, but when for that level,
Of hate.
that's for him, because you can hatred. If you hate somebody because of what they did, it takes more energy to continue hating somebody.
Well, here's my take.
Than it does
Not just that
let it
hatred
go.
can eat you up
Exactly.
alive.
It will eat you alive.
But
It
my
will eat you
issue
alive.
wasn't him, it's the judge.
The judge,
Well,
That's
everything.
my issue.
Can I speak on
with
him
it.
now? Let me just say
But
something.
who started?
Real
Who did
quick.
it first? Did he do it first, or did the judge do it first?
Well,
Right, but he's not in the
but-
court system. When you're in someone of that authority, that's something that you should not be
But here's the thing.
allowed.
Y'all have
do.
to. You
I
have to
don't
realize
disagree. I don't
something.
disagree.
You know, my
You have
question
to-
is, what? Even though he forgave, was it the right time?
Okay.
But that's not for us to make.
That's
that
true.
decision.
That's
See,
very
I-
true.
Because
See,
it's for
It's for him.
I think because of how he was raised.
Yes,
church.
I was about to say that.
I think
so. Here's the thing.
I was
You
raised
have
in
to-
church. Now my mind is a little different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's younger. He's younger, so he may have been a little bit more vulnerable in feeling.
He's
more,
18 years old.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
felt like this was the right thing to do. I want to make
Yes.
amends and clear
Quickly.
myself
Yeah.
with God.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the judge,
Okay, we're
Right.
gonna get on that. We're gonna
I
get
feel
on
totally
that.
different.
But
That's
let me
my
say
issue.
this.
now, I'm not saying that I was not disappointed, and I'm being very honest.
Right.
I just was.
Misha,
I
I
have
think
to say it. You
I
know what I
think-
mean?
Yeah,
I'm just giving my honest
absolutely.
opinion. I just felt that at that time,
Misha gonna be able to
What's the right
say.
time?
Misha.
I'm gonna steal something from you.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna steal something from you. I'm gonna steal something from all of y'all,
Everybody is.
and see if y'all love and protect and forgive me after.
Okay, but I'm gonna say. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me
No,
say
I
this.
respect how people feel, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave it right there because it's probably safest.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Because
no.
Misha's very controversial, and she's being.
Hey,
very-
if
on
you
her best
disagree,
behavior.
I want to hear it.
She's on her. No, but let me say
I speak
this.
very open.
You have to
That's
know
lovely. Thank
that the
I mean,
culture
you got to.
has a lot
You
to
got to.
do with the person and how they were raised. Also, religion and spirituality and being his gender and everything else. You have to know that this family, number one, is Haitian. Okay, they practice the zodiac and witchcraft and all whatever you want to call it. They throwing bones or whatever. But you okay.
Pretty sure they're
I'd
Christian.
have had a handful in my hand.
I
They are well Christian.
pretty
Yeah, I
sure
thought
Yeah,
they
they
were.
were.
I thought they were.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought they were
They're family. They are. They are.
Yeah,
Christian.
okay.
I have close
Oh,
friends
I thought they were
that
Christians.
are from the beautiful island, and they are extremely Christian. So
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
so
We'll say that.
no, they are.
That
They
family
are.
is Christian.
I mean,
They-
maybe,
yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
they throw bones too. I don't know, but they're Christian.
you.
He was
Yeah,
he
I
spoke
thought
about
they were
Christ in his
Christian.
speech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
Very, very
You
serious
can
about
be-
Jesus.
You
Yeah.
can be about Jesus and still throw some bones.
Yeah.
But I'm just digress.
But yeah.
I just like
Well,
I love Jesus
and
too.
then
Like
then
the
you
Bible said, these dry bones.
and then you have
What you doing? We ain't through no bones.
Right.
okay, but I'm just gonna say that and we'll leave it at that.
I'm
So-
thinking she was speaking. but-
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My bad,
I want to
girl.
hear
Go
your
ahead.
thoughts. Go for it, please.
and then you have others that practice Christianity and practice other things.
Yes, I agree. That's all I'm
real.
going to say.
That's fact.
And we're moving on. So Botham Jean was shot, and the woman walked into his home. The thing that's very interesting to watch with how this plays out is that this man did not walk into the home. It was a white male that shot into a home of a black female. The door was open.
Have you watched the video?
I did. I posted the body cam.
did not announce that he was an officer.
Never
He did
announced,
not.
never rang the doorbell, didn't knock.
And
nothing,
did you know
just shot.
he's only been an officer for, I think they said, a little over a year.
Wonderful.
And something D.L. Hughley.
It's also in Texas, too.
A good point that he made is it seems like in inner cities and in urban areas, a lot of the officers are just ill-equipped to know how to deal with maybe minorities. So we get officers that have only been on the job maybe a year, 2 years.
I don't think that has anything to do with you knocking on the door. This is not your house.
Maybe
and you're an
because
officer.
if you're not
Why you
comfortable,
and you're an
not
officer.
trained.
You're protect to serve. You
Yeah.
were supposed to protect and serve. You were called to have a welfare check. I had a welfare check called on me. And Angie, you know.
Were you
Now,
okay?
I wasn't home. How about that? And at 8:30 in the morning. So what would have happened if he would have shot into my home because my door was open? Because a neighbor called for this black woman and said she usually doesn't have her door open at 2 a.m. in the morning. There's lights on.
And he thought he was helping.
No.
That's the
How?
tragic thing.
How? Because he
Because
saw a
the
gun
door
in the
was
window.
open. He thought he was helping when he called.
It's
and now he
unbelievable.
says he wishes he hadn't even called.
Called who?
That's what the neighbor said.
Oh,
the
the
police.
neighbor.
He
The
called
neighbor?
he called the police when he saw her door open.
Was he white or black?
He's black.
The guy
They
who-
interviewed him. The guy that called the police
Oh, wow.
because her door was open, and so
He was trying to really look
he
out
was
for her.
yes, that's what he was trying to do, and he's saying now he regrets that he even did that.
And it's sad because he genuinely was looking out for her.
That's exactly what he was trying to
And
do.
the police officer, you could see, he just like kind of creeped. He saw the door was open. He looked at the screen door. Okay, it's open. Lights are on. But I'm just going to creep to the back where there's 2 cars and the lights are off. I'm going to look at the back window. Oh, there's a gun on the ground. Okay. Put your hands up. Who? What? What? Who? What? And she's playing video games.
My watch is telling me I gotta stand up.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable.
You have to
Y'all got
stand
threatened? Y'all got
up.
threatened 'cause
He
I
needed to
stood up?
move.
Yeah, I felt threatened for a minute
I
there.
didn't threaten anybody.
Yeah, but no, but he stood up. No, but he literally shot inside of her home. You never knocked, you never answered. Like you didn't even give her a chance to answer the door. You didn't. And this is a woman, and I'm a single woman. She was playing
And
video
she
games
was
with
so
her nephew.
educated. There's a video where that I saw of her that someone posted where she's naming the different parts of the body,
Yeah.
and it's just tragic.
I couldn't watch that video that you're
Honestly.
talking about. I couldn't watch it.
It's right. It was very
I didn't want
difficult.
to. Because
the
I know
body cam.
No, yeah, I couldn't watch it. I know how I react toward people, how I absorb energies, how that just affects me, and I knew what it was, and I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah. I didn't want to, but I had to know the truth. My thing
I-
is like, what happened and why? Why did it happen? And why did it have to happen that way? And why did it have to be in Texas? Again.
Texas.
To me, it seems worse than the Botham shooting in some ways, or something that
Yeah.
seems because the Botham shooting, everything was so quick, and
Yeah.
but this, he was called, he had time to think,
And
he
he
had
walked
time
around.
he had time to work through his progressions in
You're
his
right.
mind, and he
Yeah.
still shot into a home. It just doesn't make any sense.
Like, you don't know who's in there. She was playing video games with her nephew.
Even still.
Oh, and the officer, the neighbor said that when he called, he made it clear to officers that he wasn't he was doing a welfare check.
Yep.
He wasn't calling because he thought someone was
Breaking in. or
Yeah,
anything
he
like
didn't
that.
hear any
But
loud
he was
noises.
super. You could tell the officer was seriously scared. He was like, like, go on my Facebook and you'll see the body cam and you'll see the progression. But here's my thing: don't call no welfare check on me, okay? If you're my friend, if you're truly my friend, don't call no police officer unless I'm related to them. Do not call the police for me. Period.
No, come see me.
Period. Why can't you come?
see
You
me.
come knock on my door.
No.
I don't care if you think, oh, it's 2 a.m. and my door's open. Come close it for me.
But this is a neighbor. Like, it
I
was
don't
just
care.
a neighbor. He's not her friend.
I don't care.
Doesn't have her phone number.
Call me. No, come knock on my door. You're a man. You're a whole man. Why do you got to call the police? This is the problem that I have. What happened to men protecting and providing and professing for us?
Hey,
Why- we gotta
I'm
be
gonna
a
take
strong
his
black
side.
woman?
If your door is open, there could be men with guns in there.
Okay.
There's this one guy. He
I live
doesn't have a
alone.
weapon.
I live
he-
alone. And he
But
knew
if
that.
your door's open, that
That don't
doesn't
mean
mean
nothing.
something. Thank
Then
you.
knock
That
on
means
it.
absolutely
Thank you.
nothing.
And
You
man-
can't. Your door's open,
But
which
here's the
means someone
thing.
could have kicked it
The
open.
problem is this: you have this, what do you call it? This this assumption that what a black man is gonna come shooting at you because you knocked on his door. No, he's not. So if something was going down,
No,
knock
that
on
someone
the door.
was inside. the
Okay, then
apartment.
knock on the door. You're a
Door's
whole
open.
police
They're
officer.
not gonna knock on.
It was lit. You could have knocked on the door. He said it was obvious there are cars that the people that lived there, their cars were in the driveway. What's wrong with knocking in on the door? You're a police officer. It's your job.
Oh, for the officer, yeah,
It's
not for
an
the neighbor.
EMT.
Yeah.
It's not a nurse, a woman. I could see if it was a whole nother situation of a Botham situation, and now it's a white female shooting a black female. I wouldn't like it, but maybe I could understand a little bit more.
Either way.
I'm not going to ever agree with a grown man as a police officer. Why
Not
couldn't you
even-
ring the doorbell?
It doesn't even have to be a grown man, but police officers in general.
Right.
Just so scary
Period.
for
Yeah.
her.
Period.
You know,
Police in
that's-
general, yeah.
At the end of the day, my taxpayer dollars pay your salary to protect and serve.
Yep.
Do not treat me as if, unless I am threatening to you,
That's right.
as many times as I've gotten pulled over in my car, it pisses me off to no end because my car was registered to my office. Is this your car? Fuck you think is this my car?
And my friend,
When is the last time you were pulled
Because it
over?
says Dentistry by Trinity, and a black man hands you his driver's license and insurance card, and is this your car? Yeah, it's
know how
my
many
car.
times-
When's the last time you
I've
got
heard
You
that
know
so
what?
many
Thank God,
times.
praise God. I haven't been pulled over for quite some time, but it just bothers the hell out of me. And it's
Yeah.
like there's always this attitude that
This ain't
I can see. You see it on YouTube. These young white kids can just say whatever the hell they want to
Oh,
to a police
yes.
officer. And it's just okay. But as soon as I say, "Why are you stopping me?" Get the fuck out of the car. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just asking you why you're stopping me. Somebody else gonna just cuss you, slap out, and it's fine. I just, but it just the level of it's
we're not believed.
it's
We're not
just like
listened to.
they're not here to protect and serve. That's the
Evidence.
bottom line.
It's evidence.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Chappelle's got a good sketch on
No,
that.
you
That
didn't
he
bring up
does.
Chappelle.
That
Pastor.
he does.
Chappelle lives.
That's my that's my
He
dude
watched
right here.
Chappelle.
Although this man cheers for Ohio State, I can find common ground with this
Where
man.
does Chappelle live?
Chicago.
No,
He
Chappelle
lives in
lives in a
Ohio.
He's in
small
Dayton.
Ohio town.
Yeah,
In
he does live in
Ohio.
Ohio.
He's in
farm.
Dayton.
On a
He's in-
farm.
Yeah,
So is he like your neighbor or something?
No, it's about 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's outside Dayton. I think.
Dave, I'm gonna come look. I'm
Yellow
looking for you,
Springs.
man. I want to
Yeah.
say I can't live in Ohio.
So
though.
is that why he went to Africa, like to run away from people? Because
Well,
he
people-
was like,
People were like trying to say that he had like a mental breakdown and all
Yeah,
that
no,
kind
he
of
didn't.
stuff, but he didn't.
nah, he didn't.
He was
He
tired
just went
of
to
folks.
collect his creative energies.
Y'all, we
Is
got-
that what you think it is?
Yeah.
I think so.
You don't think
I
the
would agree with
Illuminati
that.
was trying to come for him?
Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
Yo,
Don't come for me, y'all.
we got
'cause
3
you
minutes, y'all.
I'm
before
white.
we
I don't
get
think I
kicked
can
off.
believe in the Illuminati.
Ah, he's that don't have nothing to do with you being white, because there's white people in the Illuminati,
Oh.
including Beyonce.
Well,
and,
I'm assuming they run it,
You
right?
must have been listening to Craig Lewis.
You assume they run it?
Craig Lewis.
The president.
Who, the Illuminati? They
No.
ran by
He
the-
teaches Craig Lewis. I'm sure you guys heard of Craig Lewis.
No.
You probably have Craig Lewis.
Craig Lewis?
You ever heard of Craig Lewis?
Is that the?
Oh, you have to listen to him.
Is that the
Yeah,
you
conspiracy
too.
theorist dude?
Yeah, he's
I
like
heard him.
really
I heard
good.
him on.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
I
came-
heard him on T.I.'s podcast.
He was just at my church not that long ago.
Really?
Really?
Packed.
I love
He
a
came
good.
to my
I
church
love a
at
good
least
conspiracy
He
theory.
came to my church for the first time he came to my church was a couple of years ago. It was people were lined up outside.
Wow.
When he came.
Wow.
Yes, you
That's
have-
crazy.
Look him up on YouTube. He just did a whole thing about Kanye, about him going around.
Ooh.
So
2
you have to
minutes.
read his last one about Kanye. It's amazing.
No.
Just look it up and just listen to some of the stuff.
So
he
we
said.
only have a
Not saying
few-
I agree with all of it.
We only
No,
have a
no.
few more minutes, and I think like this has to be a whole series because like we didn't even really get into exhaling tonight, and we got some big personalities on the show because I didn't really get to talk. Y'all always try to take over my show, and I don't understand. Like, look at his face. Whatever. Can you take a Chaplain?
She didn't get to talk.
I know, right?
I know I got here late and everything. That's why I've been giving y'all 30 minutes before I get here so y'all can go ahead and just say what you gotta say. But Chaplain, like, can you give us a 1 minute group therapy before we leave?
1 minute group
Please,
therapy
For the women, not for the
for
men.
the women.
Next
Oh,
week will be
wow.
the men. You give us a scripture, then you just go into it real quick, and then people want to hear you because they like you. For some reason, they really like you.
Well, Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you as well. So you seek God, which is the highest ideal, the greatest thing.
What about those that don't believe in God, though?
Why are you asking the chaplain then?
Okay, my bad. Go ahead and say what you got.
Actually, if you don't believe in God, just whatever your highest ideal is, if you seek that, follow your bliss. You follow your bliss, and if you're really looking, you tend to find what you're looking for. People tend to see what they want to see. So whatever you're looking for in a mate, look for
looking
those
for you.
qualities.
Yes, what's
I
you're
always-
seeking is seeking you.
I always tell, I was a coach. I coached wrestling, and the mat maids, that's what they called them. Sorry, that was mat maids. When I would give them dating advice, I would always say, never date a lazy guy.
These are girls.
Effort and responsibility. Look for guys who are taking on responsibility in their lives, whether that be in their communities, their churches, their families. Look for guys who are taking on responsibility because marriage is responsibility.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys
This
for
is
coming
the-
out.
Last of many. I'm trying to get all of us to put our social media stuff out there so everybody can follow us. So we'll start with the pastor.
He doesn't have any social.
You ain't got
media.
social media?
No.
Okay.
But he got an
V, give 'em-
email.
I have chickens.
V, give them your social media.
I am nurse practitioner VEE.
This is Dr. Brandon Gordon. You can follow me at Trinity DDS.
This is Misha Armishas. That's ARMISHAS.
This is Princess Leah. You can follow me at Lee Jeffries.
This is Angie D. You can find me, Angela Davenport.
All right. Thank you guys
We'll
for
see y'all.
tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Look.
Bye. Thank you guys. That was really cool.
Yeah.